Hello, I'm Dana Cowley, and welcome to Charter Local Edition Northwest. Today, my guest is the Mayor of Florence, Joe Henry. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Dana. It's great to be back. We talked a year or so ago, and I really enjoyed it, and so I'm glad to be back here chatting with you again.
Well, we're glad you were brave enough to come back again. And so now you've had a year under your belt. What did you accomplish last year?
Well, you only gave us 4 minutes, so I have to first say that I'm extremely proud of our city council and our staff for the work that they have done. We focused a lot on economic development, which is the purpose of the conference that we're attending today. We have not accomplished everything that we set out to accomplish, but we are making progress in several aspects of that, and some of the hard work's starting to show some results.
What kind of results are you seeing?
Well, as you may know, Florence has the reputation, and rightly so, of being a tourist destination.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Our Chamber of Commerce and our city have done an outstanding job of driving tourism in our community. We are almost to the point where, unless we do something about our infrastructure in terms of streets and parking and so forth, that we won't be able to have many more tourists. Our hotels are pretty much filled up, and we are really in need of some additional room space. Our housing market is extremely tight. We did a survey 2 or 3 weeks ago, and there was not one rental available in the city of Florence. So we have people moving there, or hopefully moving there to take jobs, and we have no housing for them.
So you have a good problem, but a very real problem.
A great problem.
The kind of problem you like to have.
Yes. Unfortunately, the tourist business typically generates jobs that don't pay a wage sufficient for a young person to graduate from school in our community, buy a home, raise a family, and stay there in town if they so choose. Pretty much they have to move away to find those kind of jobs.
That's unfortunate.
So that's what we have focused on. We've committed, we formed a new economic development committee. We've committed quite a bit of money in our budget to driving economic development. But more so, we recently passed the largest budget that Florence has ever passed in their history. Not large by some standards. But in that budget, we committed $12.5 million to infrastructure, capital investment in our infrastructure, trying to prepare for economic development to help allow businesses to come there, streets and parks, to make it a nicer place where people will really want to come and raise their families. We have a large retirement community, and many people. We've been designated a number of times as the #1 retirement community at least once in the United States.
Oh,
Expedia
lovely.
recently designated Florence as the most beautiful town in America.
Oh, congratulations.
So we've been, Florence is a great place to live, and it's just that we want to try to add some of the other things that can help our community grow. We really haven't grown in population. We've grown in number of tourists, but our population has stayed pretty static for the last 10 years, and we'd like to see that grow.
Now, your cost of housing, because of these accolades and the increasing tourism, and you're becoming more well-known for being such a garden spot, that's increasing. And is there anything that the city is doing to try to create more affordable housing, or to create just more housing in general for the people who might like to move there?
Well, we've had many conversations recently about that, and we're reaching out. Some of our local developers, we're trying to encourage them, trying to create some incentives for them to build affordable housing, whatever the definition of that is. That keeps changing.
What I can pay
It's kind
for.
of a moving target. Our average housing price jumped substantially, actually way ahead of Lane County and Oregon in the last 12 months. So our housing market has really recovered there, and especially in the $150,000 to $300,000 range, there's very little on the market because it goes so fast.
Yeah, and I do think that's what your average citizen in Oregon would consider affordable housing.
Yes.
You know, something under $300,000-400,000.
Right.
So.
And the thing we don't have is we don't have that starter home for younger people, and maybe even for retirees that might want to downsize. We don't have that starter home. When I started out, I bought my first home for, well, actually $11,000. It was brand new
Wow.
also. So that tells you how old I am. But the idea then was you bought a house and you fixed it up a little and you kept it nice, and a few years later you could sell it and upgrade. Well, our young people don't have an opportunity to do that in Florence. We want to try to create that opportunity for them.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I wish you the best luck with the year ahead and all that you have planned. We thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. It's really enjoyable to be here.
And we thank you for watching. I'm Dana Cowley. This is Charter Local Edition Northwest.